Any thoughts on the indictment, please?
Well, it's an unjust indictment, and it seems like these intimidation tactics have been pervasive. We spent all week seeing different members getting censured, all in hopes of intimidating and kind of distracting from the Epstein files. And I look forward to my day in court so I can prove myself and actually state the truth. But if this is what Congress is becoming, where they're always trying to intimidate you, scare tactics, especially attacking minorities, black and brown people, then we're going to have to keep fighting for the district. And everybody has been giving me so much support, and we're going to keep fighting until the district gets what it needs, which is fair prices, housing, and fair representation in Congress.
But did you improperly use the FEMA funds?
Calls on some of your colleagues to step down or resign?
They didn't elect me. It was my district, and so we'll keep fighting for the people and keep working like we're doing now until they get what they need. So we're here for the people. So the only people who elected me should have make that decision. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Welcome back, and welcome back. We have another one for you today, and this involves Sheila Cherfilus-McCormick. She has resigned from Congress effective immediately. She's the Florida Congresswoman representing the 20th District within Florida itself. Based on really her initial position whenever these things became public, she was going to go with the argument on the premise that A, this is a distraction from Epstein, and B, this is just an intimidation tactic that they use in politics, specifically towards Black and brown communities or groups, along with other minority groups as well. But I do think that argument doesn't hold up well when you look at everything in its totality. And what I mean by that is that you can look at during her investigation and prior to her investigation that there were individuals that were going through the same process that the House Ethics Committee does perform. You can go as far as Republicans, which you got Tony Gonzalez, Matt Gaetz, George Santos, and Tom Reed, two Democrats as well, which goes to Michael San Nicolas and the latest Eric Swalwell. Like, you have those individuals that were being investigated by the House Ethics Committee. And, you really can't utilize those particular arguments, especially if you're looking at every investigation. Like, this is truly a bipartisan effort to make sure that they're holding members of Congress accountable. Now, because she has resigned, the House Ethics Committee released today that they no longer has jurisdiction, meaning that they can no longer pursue anything in the effect of making determinations as far as like her, really her future in Congress, because she said, she's tapping out, she's bowing out like others before her, except for, I think George Santos was one of the ones that went through the whole process and they found him guilty. They're like, yeah, you gone. You got to go. But let's take a listen to the resignation letter that she sent to the House Ethics Committee in this clip here.
Dated today, April 21st, 2026. It is addressed to the Honorable Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House. The letter reads, "Dear Mr. Speaker, I hereby resign my office from the 119th Congress as representative from Florida's 20th Congressional District, effective Tuesday, April 21st, 2026, 1:30 p.m. It has been an honor of my lifetime to serve the people of my district, and I remain proud of the work we have accomplished on behalf of our communities. After careful reflection and prayer, I have concluded that it is in my best interest and the interest of my constituents and the institution that I step aside at this time. I remain committed to supporting a smooth transition and ensuring continuity of service for the district. Signed, sincerely, Sheila Cherfilus-McCormick, Member of Congress." In light of Ms. McCormick's resignation earlier today, the Committee on Ethics has now lost jurisdiction in this matter. There will not be a sanctions hearing. I would like to thank the committee staff who are with us today for their 2.5 years of hard work in this matter. I will tell you that the committee has worked diligently to investigate this matter, that this was not a rush to judgment as some would claim, that this was a very deliberate process to gather information into allegations that were extremely serious and extremely complicated. There were multiple witnesses that were spoken to over a 2-year period. There were tens of thousands of documents that were subpoenaed, gathered, and reviewed. And throughout this process, Ms. McCormick, who has now resigned from Congress, had multiple ample opportunities to present exculpatory evidence to the committee and to address the committee both by way of a voluntary statement and then also to comply with the subpoena that was issued in this case. So I would like to thank the staff. I would like to thank the investigative subcommittee that worked so hard on this matter. Before we conclude, I would like to recognize the ranking member for any statements that he may have.
Well, Mr. Chairman, I just want to agree with everything you've just said, and I'm proud to be associated with this committee. Nobody's happy. I don't think any of us are happy at what we've gone through, but I am extremely proud of being associated with all of you, and I'm grateful for the hard work and the diligence of the staff. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
With that, in light of the resignation of Ms. McCormick, and now that this committee has now lost jurisdiction, this hearing is now adjourned.
Now, Sheila did post on X a resignation statement to her constituents, discussing, what the House Ethics Committee was doing, making the accusations against them that this was unfair, also stating that it was a witch hunt, also stating that this was just the political games that typically goes on in Washington, D.C. And, this is one of the things that she wasn't willing to put up with. But let's go to her X account to actually read the resignation statement to get a little bit more context within everything. Now, it says here, this was not a fair process. The Ethics Committee refused my attorney's reasonable request for time to prepare my defense by going forward with this process while a criminal indictment is pending. The committee prevented me from defending myself. I will not stand by and pretend that this has been anything other than a witch hunt. I simply cannot stand by and allow my due process rights to be trampled on and my good name to be tarnished. Rather than play these political games, I choose to step away so that I can devote my time to fighting for my neighbors in Florida's 20th District. I hereby resign from the 119th Congress effective immediately. But let me say this plainly. We should be careful about the precedent we are setting. In this country, we do not punish people before due process is complete. We do not allow allegations alone to override the will of the people. That is a dangerous path, and one that should concern every American regardless of party. To my constituents, it has been the honor of my life fighting for you in the U.S. House of Representatives. Thank you for standing with me and fighting alongside me. This fight is far from over. And she has her comments turned off on her X post. So she's not open to taking any type of, critique, praise. She's like, no, I'm done. Now, she characterizes this as a witch hunt within, obviously, her resignation statement, but it was noted that she missed deadlines and interviews throughout this process, throughout the investigation that the House Ethics Committee was trying to conduct with her, which contributed to a lengthy investigation period. Like, this started in 2023. But she was delaying the inevitable with some of the things that apparently she was doing throughout the investigation to stall it up. Now, one of the counts House Ethics Committee, found her in violation of and definitely highlighted and wanted to insert it in there was count 27, which states conduct that reflects discreditability upon the House. I'm not too sure probably what it was. I mean, she says it was the switching of her attorneys that kind of held up that process, was giving her advice that he probably should have been doing in the first place. Don't know. But what I do know is that they said they tried to work with her. So I don't know. I found that very interesting there. But the House Ethics Committee is letting us know throughout this report, which is, I think it's a 59-page report, to where they're letting us know, it's like, hey, this is what transpired. This is what we found. We're being transparent with you all. And these are the items that are in violation with the laws that we have set for the Congress members. Point blank. That's it. Now, I know that one of the arguments that her and her new attorney made in this recent hearing was that the House Ethics Committee determination would impact their upcoming federal criminal trial that would take place. And it actually was rescheduled for later in February 2027. And they didn't want them to rule on it based upon the fact is that prosecution and defense were still reviewing through all the documents. It's reported that it's over 1.2 million documents that had to be reviewed. And then there's even more on top of that that have to be reviewed. So, I mean, this probably could have been pushed out until 2028. I know she was just trying to buy time to, stay in Congress to be able to, maybe vote for the bills that her party needed, didn't want to give up her seat and whatnot. But the House Ethics Committee said enough is enough. We're going to push through what we have and just kind of go forward from there. So yeah. So I think when you look at everything in its totality, and then you look at, prior investigations that dealt with violations with the committee, I mean, they're pretty consistent and you can't go wrong by that. I mean, they're doing it for Republican and Democrat. So I mean, you can't really argue that at the end of the day. And this committee's been established since 1967, and they've been, doing this ever since then. They've been trying to uphold these rules that they set for the Congress members to hold them accountable for their actions. And that's what it comes down to, holding members accountable for their action and being transparent about it. So, that's what I was saying in my last video about Ilhan Omar. They still have an ongoing investigation going on with her. So we'll see what happens with that. If she's not going to comply with their investigation, we may have the same situation to where, maybe Omar's going to tap out eventually. We'll see. So let me know what you think down in the comments. Let me know in the comments if you agree with the House Ethics Committee as far as their pursuit of the situation here, or if you agree with Sheila. Sheila. Let me know if you agree with her in regards to her position, her defense. She thinks it's a witch hunt. She thinks it's political games. Do you feel that way as well too? I don't know. I don't know if I feel that way. I feel like, 2023 is long enough. That's just 2 years, a little over 2 years they've given you to look at this situation here. But anyways, though, again, get at me in the comments. Let me know what you think. As always, please be safe out there. And please, 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 please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to an unaffiliated mind. And we'll keep it moving forward from there to the next video. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Deuces. Yes, sir.